What's up, FairTube? How y'all doing today? I'm gonna call YouTube FairTube from now on, maybe BoobTube, because like it's not really fair, but that's a different point. You can't say whatever you want. You will get censored. And I'm sick of everyone acting like America's a free country, because it is, technically. But like there's corporate powers that kind of prevent your freedom or your ability to say what you actually want to say, maybe. But I just wanted to tell you a quick story. I went down to the DMV. I think it's called the MVD or some shit out here, but the Department of Motor Vehicles to get a state ID the other day. And I pulled out my birth certificate for him, you know, big birth certificate controversy, because the dude's like, this is a copy, this isn't the real one. And I'm like, it's fucking the real one. And I guess it wasn't the real one, but like, it was a photocopy, or it was some copy that didn't have the official seal on it, maybe. I don't know how that shit works. I think it was a photocopy, but it was in color, because like the background was beige and there's some color on it. So I was like, it's not a photocopy, you know, it's not black and white, but I don't know how I had it. That was my birth certificate, I thought, but whatever. The dude's like, it's not the real one, you need to get the real one. So I was like, alright, and I came back with a PDF file, because I scanned the real one. I was like, here you go, man. And he broke it down, and he's like, no, this shit's textured, you know, not textured, is it layered? That's the word. This shit's layered. Like, I know what layers are on Photoshop. Like, I know what that is. And I can't think of much of a good reason why Barack Obama's birth certificate has layers on it. Like, I heard somebody said it was like called a white copy, and that means that they scanned it. But like, really, I mean, if you scan that thing, you're not going to scan it each individual box. Like, you're going to put it down on the photocopier, the scanner, whatever. You're going to copy it, and then you're going to have one solid file. But they broke it down. Like, that makes no sense at all. And to tell you the truth, I haven't even gone and downloaded Barack Obama's birth certificate because I don't care. But how the fuck did that happen? Like, Barack Obama, come on, man. You're not that stupid. Like, what the fuck's going on here, man? Like, are you trying to foster a conspiracy here? Are you trying to make people sound crazy? Because, I mean, why did we even let this brew for 2 years? Why is that dude in Colorado, or the dude from Colorado, sitting out in Fort Leavenworth for not serving his tour of duty because he wanted to see your birth certificate? Like, yeah, it's his duty, but you should have said, you know what, you're an American, I respect freedom and transparency. The change that you got elected on, remember that shit? Dude. No, whatever, man. You released some fucking PDF file scanned birth certificate that wasn't good enough for the dude that wanted to see my original birth certificate.
Call from
for me to get a state ID. What's up, man? Alright, man. Peace. What were we talking about? Can you do that? Can you just take a phone call in the middle of your fucking shit? Yes, you can. There's no rules. This is my YouTube channel, my FairTube channel. See if you guys can censor anything I ever say, but I want to talk about one more thing before I move on away from Barack Obama's birth certificate. Like, the reason I don't care is because he's the fucking president. Like, this should have been dealt with before. Like, I'm at a loss of words. What the fuck? Where did that? I really am at a loss of words. Why did you release like a PDF file that's layered of your birth certificate and expect America to be like, well, I gave this to some news corporations that obviously lie all the fucking time, but it's real. Like, man, I really am starting to wonder what the fuck the deal is. I don't think he's a citizen. I don't. I really don't. The more I think about it, why is this going on still? But I mean, we got bigger fish to fry, and even if we find out he was born someplace else, like, what, are we going to prove it? I mean, how? It's bullshit. They're trying to make Americans stand up and demand some sort of national ID. That's the only reason why this conspiracy is happening. Like, Barack Obama is letting this become a controversy. And then he goes on TV the other day and he says something about a fence on the border, and I want a moat. That's what he said. He says, if you want a secure border, you want a moat. And crocodiles, like, yeah, we need crocodiles too. And I want those predator drones flying over that shit looking like, man, you're making a joke out of fucking something that's not a joke. Like, the American borders are fucking a joke. Is that what? No, I'm not even going to elaborate. I'm keeping it quick. I'm moving on. But, like, for a man who's talking about transparency and change, you're trying to polarize the country, man. You're trying to divide us into two extreme camps where one group doesn't even think you're a fucking citizen, when they should probably be talking about why the fuck are we fighting these wars that we can't afford and are killing people for no good reason, and lies about 9/11 that you're not going to investigate because change, man, change. I have here, don't get caught up in healthcare and food stamp debates. Like, that is some liberal fucking bullshit. And I love healthcare and food stamps. I really do. But, like, when there's no jobs and the system is so fucked up as it is and everybody's broke, don't take away the fucking last lifeline. Like, you sound like a fucking, I don't want to use the word Nazi, but you sound evil. You sound fucking like you don't give a fuck. Like, you've lost all touch with humanity when you're like, yeah, we have ridiculous unemployment, the country's broke, everybody else is underemployed or working shitty jobs. Like, the country has serious fundamental problems. And you think food stamps is the problem? Like, that's like 1% of our fucking budget. Healthcare? Yeah, I wanted Barack Obama's healthcare for everybody, but that's not even here yet. Like, how can you attack his plan? Like, I kind of think it is bullshit that every state has to buy into it, and, like, I could go off about it. It's a complicated topic, but don't go off about we need to repeal Obamacare. Like, yeah, I agree, I guess, but we should have some sort of health care for everybody. Like, you sound fucking insane when you're talking about that before you're talking about why are we in these wars that we can't afford, and what the fuck is this depleted uranium doing that we're dropping, but we don't hear about that on TV, because the biggest problem that the world is facing right now, that I, as an American in the land of the free speech, and I think even people in Egypt and the Middle East and Iran and a lot of places, the biggest problem that humanity is facing is accurate media, like accurate news, accurate information, knowing what is going on in the world. Like, we can't trust the fucking news sources anymore, so we're all ignorant. And how the fuck can we really vote? How the fuck can we be a democratic state when you don't know what the fuck's really going on? And the news is selling you some fucking soap opera terrorism story trying to get your fucking war dollars. Like, we can stop terrorism with a fucking moat and alligators and fucking soldiers in Iraq. And, like, you get 5 choices and it's either Sarah Palin or Mitt Romney or fucking that clown from fucking TV, what's his name? Donald Trump. Fucking, you know what I mean? Like, they're picking who is electable and who's not electable. They're telling you what you can and can't say on TV. You can't see soldiers' bodies. Like, yeah, I think we probably should see bodies sometimes. Like, yeah, if we had every body from every U.S. soldier that got killed for what I don't see as a good reason, I think a lot more people might be like, huh, why are we over there? This war is kind of fucked up. But if we sugarcoat everything, fucking American Puritanism, if we really sugarcoat everything and hide the truth, how the fuck can we be a democracy? But, I was friends with the Denver Post on Facebook, and I used to write some bullshit on there. It wasn't bullshit, it was me just saying what I really felt. And a lot of times I would go off and be like, man, you guys are bullshit news. What is this? Why is this news? Like, I think what finally put me over the edge, and I wrote a lot of shit, like actual information and linked to real sites and other shit, but, like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it was kind of cool to at least be able to comment, but they put a big story about how some dude ate a Big Mac or some fast food bullshit for like 25 years straight every day or some shit, and that made the news. Like, Yeah, I scratched my balls today too, man. Why don't you report about that and totally ignore the recession and act like fucking quantitative easing is natural and fucking a financial crisis just brews up like a tornado and we can't do a goddamn thing about it. Like, man, I'm gonna make a video about the Denver Post and fucking corporate media conglomerates and like who actually owns a lot of the different newspapers in town. Because when I was younger, I thought that, oh, you know, there's the Chicago Tribune, the Detroit Free Press, the New York Times, fucking all this, you know, CNN, fucking corporate news on TV, Fox News, 24/7 news cycle, you know. Every city has a newspaper. It's, you know, Americans' free press, and we'll get accurate information. But when you look at who owns and who controls a lot of this shit, man, they're playing us. They're fucking lying in the news. They're hiding stories. They're exaggerating bullshit issues just to divide us. Like, can I burn a flag or can I not burn a flag? Fucking, that's a bad example because I haven't used it anymore. But man, the news is a joke. And the biggest problem in the world right now is having accurate access to media. Like, if we actually knew what was going on and had real information and good education, we could live in abundance. We could live peacefully. We could cure poverty. Things would be so different. But the news justifies shit and hides shit. Like, you don't understand the economy, but I'll let some expert write about it for you, and he'll explain what the fuck's happening and use words like financial crisis, financial meltdown. Man, that's bullshit. Don't use words like that. There's reasons. Explain it. But America doesn't care. The last thing I have written here is Ron Paul, 2012, for president. Vote for him. He is the only candidate. And I don't even care if he wins, but he needs to at least be serious in this Republican primary because he's talking about real shit. He's talking about freedom. Like, he's talking about ending imperialism, ending the Federal Reserve, ending a lot of bullshit. And, like, the corporate news is afraid of him. They want him to be labeled as crazy. I heard him on somewhere the other day. They're like, yeah, and Ron Paul is running for president, but we're not going to talk about it. We're going to go back to the royal wedding and some bullshit about, oh yeah, we did get his birth certificate and we killed Osama, but we're not going to show you the body. Kind of like somebody killed Bigfoot, but they're not going to show you. Just believe it. But you got to vote for Ron Paul. You got to vote for ideals. Like, they addressed him on the news like, he wants to legalize heroin. That's freedom. Like, yeah, I got the marks on my arm to show you, like, yeah, freedom. We should have legal heroin. No. That's like the most extreme view. Like, that's the most extreme way you could label voting for Ron Paul. But he has a solid voting record. He has whatever. He's a good candidate, and he should be dictating some of the issues we're actually talking about. But the last thing I want to say is look how fucked up the media is. A lot of people realize it but don't understand it. And they're afraid of him. They're going all out of their way to fucking try to make him look unelectable. And we have got to make sure he is a real candidate and the issues he's talking about are real issues that we make people talk about. But shit, I'm sure the Mitt Romneys and the Sarah Palins and the fucking Hillary Clintons or whoever can fucking sugarcoat their way around the words to make it sound like they're changed and they're transparent and get elected, and the media will fucking hype it up. But you gotta ask, why are they afraid of Ron Paul? And would he actually be good for our country, or should we get some other clown in there? Fuck. I'm done. Have a good day. One last note. I was kind of watching this. I was thinking, like, we are a country of free speech, but like, Jamie Dimon was speaking at the Aurora campus the other day. I read about it in the paper. And I just signed up to go to school there, actually. I'm going to be a student at Metro State College of Denver. But if I was there, and I just read about it afterwards, and if I had heard him say what I actually believe he said, because they wrote it in the paper, he was going off about how we need to pay, America needs to pay all of its debt, and if America defaulted, that would be immoral. And like, I would like to express myself to that cat in a way that might involve like, fuck you, you scumbag or something. And like, yeah, I could do it without saying fuck you, maybe. And I guess maybe there's a certain amount of respect involved. Like, they'll teach you in college that we should respect any guest that comes on campus, I'm sure. And I feel like if I would really just stand up and say what I actually thought, I would probably get suspended or some sort of academic probation or whatever, but like, we're not a free country, man. We can't really say what we honestly want to. And sure, maybe I should express myself better than saying, you know, fuck you, but like, sometimes you need to say fuck you, call somebody out, and not let them sell you bullshit. I mean, yeah, I could have reasons behind that, but like, I mean, there's some people that I just want to say, why don't we go back out in the alley and let me fucking pound your face in with my fists? Like, I don't know. Some shit you can say and some shit you can't say. And I understand that I guess I can't be making just violent threats all the time, but like, for a country that celebrates freedom of speech, let me at least say fuck you to some people. Let me say, you stupid cunt, you're a fucking shit-eating asshole, whatever I want to say. Like, you can't legislate vulgarity. But apparently we can, right? We should make a list of all the words we're not allowed to say, too. I mean, if we're going to do that much, like, just for my record, give me the list so I know what I can and can't say. Like, the other day I heard on some news network pretending to be a fucking news network, they were talking about that I love boobies bracelet. And somebody's like, boobies is it's a middle school word. That's not a very obscene word or whatever. Like, now we regulate and we get to justify what words we can and can't say. Get the fuck over it, you pussies. That example might have been a little bit extreme, you know, but like, if somebody wants to deny the Holocaust or say, you know, fucking, I want to obliterate the state of Israel, or maybe they'll say some really extreme shit like, I want to skull fuck babies or some stupid shit, whatever. Get over it, let them say it, let them have their free speech, let them hear it out, and if society wants to be like, well, you're kind of an asshole because you want to skull fuck babies and we all know about it, I'm going to vote your video down, thumbs down, whatever. We don't need this whole, we're going to censor it if enough people vote this way, you know, you're fucking anti-Semitic or whatever. Like, it's bullshit. Fucking leave the fucking words up there. I think YouTube is going to be a thing of the past very soon, because as soon as a FairTube comes out there or some fucking video site that lets me post a video, and shit, if I want to post pornography, whatever, deal the fuck with it. If I'm posting these are actually all the dead soldiers coming back that have got killed for this war for nothing, get the fuck over it. It's free speech, you fucking cunts.